Placement test number 2. So this is a placement test in which you're not supposed to know all of the answers, so do as much as you can. Number 1. In the given numeral, what is the digit in the thousands place? So this ends up in the thousands place. So the THS stands for a decimal, so we're gonna look over the decimal part here. So this is the tenths place, this is the hundredths place, and this will be the thousandths place. Therefore, what digit is in the thousands place? The answer is going to be 5. This is a number that lies there, so 5. Number 2, they're also giving you another numeral which we're supposed to find the thousandths place. So 7236.8051. So look at the difference. There's a difference between thousandths and thousandths. So usually if the decimal place ends in a THS, that means we're looking over the decimals. Okay, so in this case we're not looking at this part because they're only asking for the thousandths place. So this is the ones place, this is the hundredths place, and this is the thousandths place. Therefore, the number that lies on the thousandths place, the digit will be 2. Number 3, write the decimal for the numeral 72 and 13 ten-thousandths. So the key here is that there is an end, so that will be a decimal point there. Okay, so let's write 72. As previously we learned in chapter 1, 72 is just the number there, 2 digits, 72. Now 13 10,000. So the technique here is that we're gonna have to build our decimal place up to 10,000. So I'm gonna use bars here. So this will be tenths place, hundred, thousandths, ten thousandths. So now this 13 here, I'm gonna have to write the 13 here. So I'll have to write 13 that will end in this place, in the 10,000th place. So it will be 72 13,000. So this space I didn't fill is gonna be 0. So 72.0013. 72 and 13,000. Let's recall that whenever you're writing decimal, the last digit must land in the indicated decimal place. In this case, 10,000. Now let's write the English name for this numeral. No. So I have this numeral here. Let's write the whole part first. So this will be what? Every 3 digits. So here is 1,000, right? So it will be 1,000. $38. Now we have a decimal point here, so that will be N. Now 107. So as you see the number, just read it. Just say it 107. So it will be 100 7. So we're missing something else. What are we missing? We're missing the decimal place. Now what is the decimal place here? So let's recall again. This starts with tens, hundred, thousandths. So this will be 107 thousandths. And this will end with a th, thousandths. So this indicates the decimal. Okay. Now for these particular problems, they're asking you to fill it with less than, equal, or greater than. So let's compare those numbers. Now, how do we compare decimal? Once again, we're going to compare them digit by digit. Let's look at the whole part. The whole part goes on the left side of the decimal point. So the whole part here is 8. So 8 and 8, they're actually the same. So let's go to the next digit. So the next digit will be 0 and 0. I'm gonna go to the next digit. They still be the same, 0 and 0. I'll go to the next digit, 4 and 0. So who's bigger, 4 or 0? 4 is bigger. Oh, therefore my answer must be greater than. So you're gonna have 8.0045 greater than 8.00099. The next problem. So we're going to compare them digit by digit as well. So let's look at the whole part. So there's 12 here and there's 12 here. So they are even so far. Now 1 and 1, 1 and 1, they're the same. 5 and 5, they're the same. 0 and 0. Now wait a minute, there are no more digits there. But let's recall that whenever we're dealing with decimals, you have as many zeros as you want on the end part of it. So since we have as many zeros as we want, let's keep comparing. There will be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and ends up being that these two numbers are actually the same. Now in order to do number 7, we need to list from the smallest to the largest. So in other words, we need to compare numbers as well. Let's compare them. To compare, we need to look at the whole numbers. So I have a 20, 20, and a 0 here. So who's the smallest? 20, 20, 0. Well, 0 will be small. It has no value. It has $0. Let's think about it. It's $20, $20, and the other is $0. Oh, so this person here, or well, this number is the smallest one. So 0.20810. Now who's gonna come after? Either this or this number. Well, let's compare them once again, digit by digit. So there's an 8 here, so there is an 8 here, and there is an 0 here. Well, this number with the A is larger than the 0, right? So the next number is going to be 20.081, and the biggest one will be 20.81. From the smallest to the largest. This is like having $0, and this is like having $20 and about 8 cents, and this is like having $20.81. Run of 48.126, or the English name is 48 and 126 thousandths. They want you to round this number. They want to say round off to 2 decimal places. So I'm gonna do my wall here up to 2 decimal places. 1, 2. So they just want me to write till here. So however, they're saying to round off. To round off means that, well, we need to check if the number that lies here is going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. In this case, it happens to be 6. Therefore, we're gonna go one more number. So we're saying that this number is closer to 48.13. That's what we're rounding off. So if it's one of these numbers, you're pretty much going up 1. And if it happened to be 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, you're pretty much just stopping there. Like you're not either going down, just saying it would have been 48.12. Okay, but that's not the case in this part. So we're having 48.126, right? 48.126. So this 6 is larger than 5, therefore we're going up. So my final answer is 48.13. 48 and 13 hundredths. Now let's run up. So what does it mean to run up? In the previous problem it was round off. In round off you need to be aware if the number is either greater than 5 or lower than 5. Now, or 5 itself, right? So run up means that you're gonna go up anyways. You're gonna have to go up all the time. So run up to 3 decimal places. So 3 decimal places will be, let's draw our wall here. 1 decimal place, 2 decimal place. Here's the 3 decimal place. So in this case happens to be a 1, see. But since this is a run up problem, you're always going to go up. So my answer will be 132 and 4 thousandths. You're going up. No matter what the number was, you're always going up. Let's do problem 10. Problem 10, they're asking you to add them. So to add decimals, let's recall that we need to align. So I'm gonna align the decimal place. So it's going to be 923 point. Well, there's no point here, so you can fill it with 0.00. And the next one is 0.809. So now let's add them. So, but wait, what I'm going to have here, you can still fill them with zeros. So let's add all of this. 0 plus 0 plus 9 is 9. 2 plus 0 plus 0 is 2. 3 plus 8 is 11. So I'm going to put 1 and I'm going to carry 1. Now this is going to be 1 plus 8 plus 3 is going to be 12. So I'm going to put a 2 here and I'm going to write a 1 on top. So 1, 7, and 2 will make 10. 0 and carry another 1. 1 plus 1 plus 9 is going to be 11. But wait, what happened with the decimal place? Well, the decimal place must be aligned. So my decimal place will still be here. So our final answer will be this. Now let's do problem 11. Say add the following. So let's recall that you need to align the decimal place. So 6.5. So what is the decimal point? The decimal point is here. So if we need to add more zeros, we'll just put 0, 0, 0. So 6.5, that's right, 6.5 plus 1084. So the decimal place was there, so I'm going to put the decimal place here. I'm going to have to write 4801, and I'm going to have to add probably 1 or 2 zeros. So just so far we have 1. Now let's write the other number here. So that's going to be 2117, and this number in the decimal part is 003. Now to do this addition, we need to complete the decimal places here. So we're going to fill them with zeros. Now let's add. 0 plus 0 plus 3 is 3. 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 0 plus 0 is 5. We align our decimal places, so the decimal place must be there. The decimal point, right? The decimal point must be there. 6 plus 4 plus 2 will make it 12. So you're going to have to carry a 1. So now 1 plus 8 plus 1 becomes 10. So you're going to carry another 1. So 1 plus 1 becomes 2. 1 plus 7 becomes 8. And our final answer will be this. Now let's subtract these numbers. So to subtract, we're gonna have to do what? Align the decimal point. So the decimal point is going to be here, and this number I'm gonna write 39.6. Now what am I going to do with this space here? You just fill it with 0, and we're subtracting. So let's subtract. 2 minus 0 is 2. 8 minus 6 is 2. Decimal point there, decimal point here. So 5 minus 9. Wait, I cannot do 5 minus 1. So what we must do is we must borrow 1. So this 6 is going to become 5. And then this 5 will become 15. 15 minus 9 now is doable. So 15 minus 9 is 6. 5 minus 3 is 2. And 7 minus nothing is just 7. So our final answer is this. Let's do another subtraction here. 600.703 minus 56. But where is the decimal point? The decimal point is here. So let's align this decimal place here, the decimal point. So 56, and this will fill it with 0. Now let's subtract. 3 minus 0 is 3, 0 minus 0 is 0, 7 minus 0 is 7, 0 minus 6, oh wait a minute, so we got must borrow, so we're gonna start from here. This is gonna become what? 5, this is gonna become 10 now, but this 10 will, since we're gonna borrow, it's gonna become 9. Now this finally will become 10. So 10 minus 6 will be 4. 9 minus 5 is 4. And 5 is just 5. So let's do more subtraction. So let's align them. So 83. And now be careful. This is a comma. It's not a decimal place. It's not a decimal point. So the point goes here. And 3.17. So I'm gonna put here, and I'm gonna put it 3, 1, 7, and fill this with zeros. Now let's subtract. 0 minus 7. I cannot do that. So as we have done this before, we have to go all the way to the 3 and ask to borrow 1 here, and this will go another 1 and 1 and 1 and 1, just until this 0 is gonna become a 10. So you've done this before. So pretty much, so this 3 is gonna become a 2, so this will become 10, but since it's borrowing, so it's gonna be 9, then it's another 9, 9, 9, and here is a 10. So 10 minus 7 is 3, 9 minus 1 is 8, decimal place, alright, the decimal point here. 9 minus 3 is 6, and 9 minus 0 is 9, and here will become a 9, and here will become a 2, and this becomes an 8. That's our final answer. Now a word problem. Let's analyze this word problem. First, we're gonna have to read it. Before going to New York, Cathy had $475.28 in her bank account. When she came home, only $36.75 remained. How much did Cathy spend in New York? So originally, what the problem is telling you that she had this amount of money in her bank account. That's what she had. And now, after she came back for her trip or vacation, this is the money that is left in her account. We're trying to find out how much money she spent there. So how are we going to find that money here? It's a subtraction problem. Correct? We have to subtract. Well, how do you know that you have to subtract? Think about this before we go into these problems. Let's say you had $10 in your pocket. You went shopping, you buy something for some amount of money, so and you're left with only $2. How much money did you spend? Oh, that's easy, I only spent $8. Well, that procedure that you made in your head was this. You took the total money that you had, so which is a 10, and you subtracted the money that you had left with, which was 2. 10 minus 2 give you 8. So that's the same procedure we're going to do for this problem. We're going to have 475.28, the money that she used to have in her account, and we're going to have to subtract it by 36.75 just to find out how much money she spent. So we have to do this subtraction problem here. Now let's align this one. So it's going to be about 475.28. now we're going to have to subtract against the money that she came home. The remainder money is 36.75. so let's subtract. 8 minus 5 is 3. 2 minus 7, that's not doable, so I'm gonna have to ask this number to give us 1. So this 5 is now going to become 4, and this 2 is going to become a 12. So we have 12 minus 7, which is 5. Decimal point there. 4 minus 6, I cannot do that either, so I'm gonna have to say, okay, you give me 6, so give me 1, so it becomes 6, and this 4 is now gonna be 14. So you do 14 minus 6 is 8, 6 minus 3 is 3, and 4 minus nothing is just 4. Therefore, how much money did Cathy spend in New York? Cathy spent $438.53. Okay, let's read it. $438.53. So this is the final of chapter 6. Once again, you're not supposed to know all of the answers here. Probably I went really fast, and it was just because this is a review for the placement test. We want to see how much you know about decimals. Now, if you already knew this, you're gonna have to. So if you feel like all of this is brand new to you, you might want to have to start in chapter 7. So you might want to have to start in chapter 6. Okay? Good luck, guys. So you might want to have to start in chapter 6. So you might want to have to start in chapter 6, which is not bad at all. You will have a strong foundation of decimal that will help you a lot to complete this subject, because chapter 8 involves decimals as well. So through this whole placement test, through this second part of the class, you're gonna be covering decimals. So it's better to have all of this really set up. This was the end of the review for the placement test, only for chapter 6. If you feel like all of this is brand new to you, don't worry. You might want to have to start in chapter 6, which is not bad at all, because through this second part of the class, you're going to be covering decimals to chapter 6, 7, 8, 9, including the final. So the best recommendation that I can give you is to start in chapter 6 if all of this is brand new to you.